Okay, so let's make sure we know what we're doing with this day 5 homework. As I look at the first, or let's go to number 2 first. As I look at this, I'm always looking at both sides of my equal sign to see if there's anything I can combine. And the whole idea of this homework is to combine like terms. And I don't know if I explained it well enough to certain people today, but this is a term. So there's 1, 2, 3 terms on this side. This is also a term. And these are constants. Anything without a variable are constants, and these are two that have variables. So when I look on this side, is there anything I can combine? And I can combine these two to get to 5 plus 2 is 7v. 2 plus 7v, and this is going to be negative 12. Now that I have this combined, I can go ahead and subtract 2 to both sides. Negative 14 equals 7v, and then divide 7 to both sides. V equals 7 into 14 is twice, but there's a negative. All right, negative 2. Okay. All right, look at number 4. If I look at this now, look on both sides of the equation, is there anything I can combine? And this one's actually kind of funny because if I combine, there's no other x's to combine, but these two numbers here, positive 3 and negative 3, well, 3 minus 3 is 0. So I could have x plus 0 equals negative 6, or I could just put x equals negative 6. And that is correct. That is my answer. Number 3 is kind of weird, and I haven't talked about this enough, and I should have. You can look on this side. Is there anything to combine? Are there any similarities? Are they the same family? These both need to be combined. And negative 3 plus 2 is going to equal negative 1, right? So this equals negative 1r. And then you have negative 1 here. So negative 1r here. To get rid of it, I divide. I can't leave that negative 1 there. To get r by itself, I have to divide the negative 1 out because you want it to become an invisible positive 1 here. All right? So then negative over negative equals positive 1. So r equals 1. That's a little confusing. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Number 8. Go ahead and distribute. I get negative 12r here. And then the other jump, negative times negative is positive 24 equals negative 36. I move the 24 over. Negative 12r equals negative 60. And negative 12 goes into negative 65 times. Okay. Number 10 is a little goofy as well. You're going to get negative 18n minus 15. That's just with distributive property right there. And then 75 on this side. How do we keep going? We want to get the n eventually to be by itself, right? To do that, we got to get rid of the 15 first. I'm going to divide. And believe it or not, it goes into it 5 times. 18 times 5 is 90. All right, the bottom one, let's do 12. I'm going to go ahead and distribute a property. So I'm going to get 6x plus 12 plus 3x equals 12. Once I do distributive property, this problem looks like we've already been doing, stuff that we've already been doing. Do you see the like term? It should jump out at you, like terms. 9x plus 12 equals 12. Then you get rid of the 12. 9x equals 0. Anything that equals 0, what times 9 equals 0? It's going to be 0. All right, do the best you can. I'm looking at 24 and it looks kind of confusing. Let me just start you off. If I do the the distributive property, not the dolphin jump, I'm going to get negative 18 and then 24. Okay, start you off on that one and then flip it over. Let's go ahead and do this one. 4 equals 80. Go ahead and do that one for me for tomorrow and you'll get extra points as well. All right, guys, best of luck.